Hello, music theory friends. It's Mr. Buck, and I am out on my back porch right now, wishing you a very happy Plagal Cadence Day. Now, most people around the world celebrate April Fool's Day on 4/1, but I, for one, celebrate Plagal Cadence Day. And of course, I had to throw in a bad pun in there. So I wanted to share with you a couple of my favorite Plagal cadences. The first one we'll start with is the finale, the last movement of Brahms' first symphony. And this has a wonderful Plagal cadence at the end. We're going to start around 2 minutes out from the end. You'll hear kind of a galloping theme that leads us to a big brass chorale fanfare sound, kind of almost a hymn sound. Around the end of the piece, you hear a big 5/1, sounds like our perfect authentic cadence that we know a symphony should end with, and I'll point these out to you as we're listening. And then you get a little Plagal cadence, actually a pretty big Plagal cadence at the very, very end of the piece, as if to say, nah, we don't need that PAC, we're going to go with Plagal instead. Just a reminder, but as you're listening really to the bass line. Remember, the bass line really implies the harmony. So listen for fa to do instead of so to do. Fa do implies 4 going to 1, as opposed to sol do, which implies 5 to 1 in our perfect authentic cadence. So here we go. Also, apologies in advance. I'm recording this on my phone, playing the sound off of my laptop, so the audio quality may not be the best. I encourage you to take a listen to some of these on your own, and listen to the whole symphony. It's fantastic. Here we go. This is a little bit of the end of Brahms 1. So here's our galloping building somewhere. Here we're getting up to our brass fanfare. Here we go. Coming up to it. Here comes our perfect authentic cadence. So here's 5, 5, 5, 1, 4, 1. So you hear that big 5, 5, 5, 1 at the end, that it sounds like it should be the end of the symphony, and then he's got our big fa do at the very, very end. Then we're definitely in do, and we're set from there. Anyway, one of my very favorite Plagal cadences of all time. Alright, so this is Sibelius' Second Symphony in D major. This is the finale. You'll hear some wonderful bits in here. I'm going to play for you first, actually just the main theme, which kind of pervades this movement. Think about the melody, think about the contour of it, think about the texture, think about the meter, and of course the mode as we go through. This little excerpt is about 45 seconds long. Here we go. So, what's the meter? Did you hear it? Dum, bum, 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 bum. 3 strong beats, right? Or, sorry, 3 beats. Hopefully you felt that that was a triple meter of some sort, subdividing in two, bump, 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 1 and 2 and 3 and. The time signature is actually 3/2, not 3/4, so it's 3 half notes per bar as opposed to 3/4 notes. But it's still a simple triple meter. So hopefully you felt that. Hopefully you also felt that this was the major mode. It's very, very much major. It's very triumphant and happy. It's certainly not minor. And hopefully you thought the texture was homophonic, where you have a main melody and of course a harmonic and rhythmic accompaniment to go with it. So if you got all those things, you are getting an A or something. Anyway, that's the main tune. You're going to hear now the end of this movement, which is the end of the symphony, and you'll actually hear that same melody come back in the bass voice with the strings playing very high above. And the high strings playing above. So it's unusual for the melody to be in the bass voice. And then after that, I want you to pay special attention to the bass line. You'll hear a lot of alternating octaves, do, do, so high do, low do, and then fa, do. So you're outlining 1 with do, and then fa or 4, and do is 1. So a lot of over and over Plagal cadence type feel, 1 4 1 4 1 4. Keep in mind too that the 4 chord is built out of fa la do, right? So those 3 notes, fa la do, and you'll hear the fa and the la respectively resolve down to mi and so. So think about la going down to so, fa going down to mi, almost like neighbor tones resolving down. Or you can think of it, if you remember our pedal progression 1 4 6 4 1, where you have do mi so and then you have do fa la that resolves back down to do mi so, so you get that parallel third thing going on in the upper voices. You'll actually hear that kind of towards the end in the resolution of that 4 to 1, the la down to so and the fa down to mi. That gives us a very satisfying tonic at the end. So this is the very end. I'm going to jump in at about 12:55. Here we go. Melody in the bass line. So there's our octave. Fa, do, 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 fa, do. You could almost say that this bass line is an ostinato pattern. You have a repeated pattern. In this case, it's a pitch pattern. Rhythm too. So there's our 4-1. And here comes our Plagal cadence. Fa and La. Do mi so. Sounds like Amen at the end of a hymn. At the end of a hymn. There you go. 2 of my all-time favorite cadences. Plagal cadences at least, by the way. So Brahms 1 and Sibelius 2. Hope you maybe take a listen to the whole movements of those. You can find recordings pretty much anywhere on YouTube or on other places. And I hope you enjoyed, and happy Plagal Cadence Day.